Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video. Now, excuse, you might be wondering, what happened in your background. There's, this big Phillies thing here. Well, you can't really, I think you can kind of see it over here. Well, I think the other day it literally fell off my wall, and it scared the living bejeebers out of me. It was held by these sticky things that you stick to the wall, and you can stick things on the wall and things like that, and it literally fell off the other day. So I got to get that back up at some point. So in case you see the background like this for a little bit, that's the reason why. So just want to clarify that. But I know I'm filming this on Thanksgiving night or Thanksgiving Day, so I want to wish everybody out there happy Thanksgiving. A little bit of a toast to Thanksgiving. I want to give a special thanks to all my subs and my friends for all your support. I always drink Coca-Cola with my Thanksgiving feast, but Thanksgiving feast was really great. Had a lot of turkey and had some stuffing. We had sweet potatoes, baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, corn, biscuits, cranberry sauce, gravy, you name it. And then for dessert, we had cookies and ice cream, homemade cookies. So, I figured this is another Thursday, Throw Me Thursdays challenge by Hey, Isn't That Devon Graham, where it's top 5 revenge horror movies. So I figured this is a really good one to do. So, without further ado, let's get on to the list. So, number 5 is a really underrated gem in my opinion when it comes to revenge movies, when it comes to horror films. And not many people talk about this film. And I actually reviewed the film already, so if you want to see more of a detailed review of the film, you can go check out that review. But Bruiser, really underrated treasure that doesn't get talked about a whole lot. I really do enjoy this film by George Romero. May he rest in peace. I think George Romero's most underrated movie, this or Monkey Shines, is one of his most underrated. Pretty much about this guy named Henry, who has all this terrible stuff happen to him. His wife is unfaithful, he gets messed over, he gets screwed over at work, he gets cheated out of a fortune by his best friend who's been stealing money from him without him knowing it. And then by a weird Twilight Zone type of twist, he wakes up with this mask on his face, and then he starts getting revenge on the people that did him wrong. Really cool cast of people. You have people you have Jason Fleming, who was in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen as the Invisible Man. You have Peter Stormare, who was the devil in Constantine. Really weird character that he plays in this. He plays the boss. Leslie Hope, who was in Men at Work with Charlie Sheen. Tom Atkins has a role in this as a cop. But I think it's a really solid flick. Really do enjoy Bruiser, but I did more of a detailed review of the film. But number 4, Slaughter High. Really great 80s slasher movie about this guy who was bullied, and then he comes back many years later and gets revenge on the people at the school that did him wrong. Really gory and things like that. I highly recommend Slaughter High. It's a really great slasher. Number 3, the original I Spit on Your Grave with Camille Keaton. When people talk about the top revenge horror films, this is always one of the top ones they always think of, this and The Last House on the Left and things like that. But I also really did enjoy the remake with Sarah Butler, but the original one with Camille Keaton is really great. It's one of my favorite horror films from the 70s. I believe it's from 78, I believe, but no explanation on that one. Number 2, it is a revenge slasher movie, and that is The Burning. The character of Cropsey, who was a caretaker at the camp, and he gets lit on fire by accident on a prank going wrong. Many years later, he gets out of the burn ward and gets revenge on the kids at the camp with these big garden shears. If you know your slasher movies, then you know The Burning. It's a great movie, great slasher. And my number 1 revenge horror film has to be Carrie, the original Carrie. Because the whole prom scene at the very end when she gets revenge on everybody, and especially when she gets revenge on John Travolta and Nancy Allen, makes their car flip over, really great. I know I thought the remake, didn't really do that scene as much justice as the original. I don't hate the Carrie remake, but I just feel like it was just another remake that was just kind of the same thing over again and things like that. But it was cool, Chloe Grace Moretz was really good in the remake. It was cool to see people like Hart Bachner, who was in Die Hard, as the girl that, basically the Nancy Allen character in the remake. He plays like her father. The guy from Die Hard, Hans, Bubby, I'm your white knight. That's Hart Bachner. But the original Carrie is great. I mean, Sissy Spacek does a great job. Piper Laurie, Nancy Allen, John Travolta. Great direction by Brian De Palma. I think it's one of De Palma's best movies. It's not my favorite De Palma film. That'll be Casualties of War, but it's easily probably my second or third favorite film that he directed. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 revenge horror films. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.